Bigratthreeten here again with
Survivor Series 07.
Copycat. Anyway,
yeah.
I don't know if most of you guys know this. I'm not trying to totally cut this off here. I was doing a series of. I was gonna watch a lot of 2003 Ring of Honor shows. I've seen a lot. I've seen like 10 over the past 4 weeks, and I was gonna do a video called Pay-Per-View Rewind. But I got kind of lonely because no one was going to watch them with me because 2003 has such a bad reputation in Ring of Honor. Yet someone was brave enough to take on a show with me that I heard was pretty good. And honestly, the show was, in the end,
great. It was one of the best shows I've ever seen, period.
Yes. I've seen a lot of Ring of Honor shows, ladies and gentlemen. And I have no problem saying this cracks my top 20 Ring of Honor shows ever. I'm holding the DVD in my hands. The show is called Main Event Spectacles. But let's get underway. We start out the show with the Field of Honor match. Dan Maff versus Colt Cabana.
Straight up, I gave it 3 stars. It was a really fun match. Good big man going at it. Albeit Colt, being Colt, as you want to say. But I think the only problem with this match and a couple other matches was it didn't get enough time. And that's the thing with this show that. The match that got the worst ratings, it was a good match, it never got enough time. But for the time it did get, I got to say that Cabana and Maff, they did a pretty good job.
This match got like 7 minutes, and it was very stiff, very fun. I liked them off a lot in 2003. I thought it was very underrated. They had a very nice match in the Field of Honor tournament. And now people can crap on the Field of Honor all they wanted, saying that we didn't get a lot of good matches out of it. But, seeing as how most of the matches were 7-8 minutes, I thought we kind of got our money. I thought we got a good enough tournament out of it.
Yeah,
I like this match.
It's not easy to make a good match out of 7 minutes, yes. But I think Cabana and Maff did a pretty good job at it.
I think I gave it 2 3/4.
Yeah, I gave it 3 stars. I'm a little more generous. I think they did pretty good with the time they got. So, and I pretty much enjoyed the match, and I thought it was a good opener.
Go sub to this loser, by the way.
Oh, shut the fuck up. You're the loser.
Nice.
You're the Dolphin fan. You're the loser.
Nice. Okay, Xavier and Nigel. No debts arguments in the video. Xavier and Nigel McGinness versus the Purists. I like this match. The Purists consists of John Walters and Tony Mamaluke. John Walters, I thought was really, really good. 2003, 2004 Ring of Honor. Really, really underrated wrestler. Don't think this is like the Desmond Wolfe of now or the Nigel McGinness 2008. In fact, I think this is the earliest Ring of Honor show I've ever seen Nigel McGinness in. He had a good showing, but don't expect your classic Nigel McGinness match. He and Xavier had again, short. It was very short. Had very, very good submissions in this match throughout. Played to the crowd a lot. The Xavier John Walters feud continued in this match, and I think this is their. Yeah, I think after this they had their match at Final Battle, which was a great match. So yeah, I thought it was a great Identical Wrestling match. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, as you said with Nigel McGinness, I was a little surprised that, this wasn't the McGinness I'm used to, but then I did realize it was 2003, and McGinness did just hit the scene, but I like the fact that Xavier got the pin over Walters, the cheap pin, and screwed him over again. I think everyone did a good job. I think everyone played an important role in this match. I give it around 2 3/4. Same thing. It didn't get a lot of time, but I think they did well that they did. And I think it's a really good thing that the ending with Xavier obviously screwing over Walters again and continuing the feud, and they really are making it, a really good feud in my opinion. Having Xavier just keep screwing over Walters, I'm excited to see that match coming up when they're going to have it.
Yeah, it was that Final Battle 2003. It's a great match.
We gotta watch that one time.
We've already seen it. I want to see that match again. That match is great. Matt Stryker versus Just Incredible. Worst match on the show. Here, you take it.
Worst on the show, but it wasn't a bad match.
It wasn't.
Same thing. It suffered from the previous 2 matches. Too short. But yes, I do agree. It probably was the weakest of those matches. But listen, 2.5 stars for the worst match of the night. That's not bad at all. It wasn't like I was bored or anything. I wanted to kill myself at all. Sometimes the worst match in a WWE show or TNA show can be 1 star. This was 2.5 stars. That means a lot to the show. I thought Credible did a pretty decent job. Stryker. Keep in mind, this is not the Match Stryker announcer. Bigrat had to remind me a couple times, not the Match Stryker announcer. But it was a really decent match, and even though it was the worst, I still enjoyed it a little bit. I gave it 2.5 stars.
Just Incredible. I'm not that high on. I like him, but I don't love him. But hey, still in his prime in ECW is great. He did have some decent matches in ROH. Next we got I like this match a lot. Next we got the ROH Tag Team Title match. Izzy and Dixie versus the Briscoe brothers. historically wise, this is one of this is a pretty. I want to say I'd say fairly historical, as the Briscoes are like without a doubt. I don't think there's even a question. They are considered the best tag team in Ring of Honor history. Not just based on how long they were in the company and how many championships they won and how many great matches they had and how high they were, how many shows they main evented. They're the best tag team in the history of Ring of Honor. This was their first title win. Here, you liked the match a little more than I did, so you talk about the match.
I gave it 3 1/4, and I'm going to tell you why I liked it a little more. I mean, I agree with the fact that this is the match that put the Briscoes over to making the elite tag team they become an ROH, but I mean, I enjoyed Special K. I think they did a very good job. You know, I think the Briscoes, they did some good, tag moves, as they always do. But I thought Special K, I personally enjoy the high-flying, exciting guys. I can admit I'm kind of a spot monkey, Mark. And,
Jack Evans.
I'm just being honest, and I just thought they did a good job. I thought it was a good match, and I thought the ending was very well done. And this is honestly the match that propelled the Briscoes to being what they are. So that does boost the rating a little bit, in my opinion. So I liked it very much so.
I ended up giving it the same rating, 3 1/4. I didn't originally, but I will say, though, I like Special K, and I don't like Special K. Because they do have some... They are top... They can fly, but they have a lot of matches that just really seem to drag sometimes. But this wasn't the case. I think with the Briscoes, it worked well. It made for a unique dynamic. The Briscoes, they do know a lot of like powerful offensive maneuvers, not just a bunch of high spots. So they meshed well here. I liked it.
Okay,
I gave it.
Let me just say, from this point on, the show just became fucking awesome. Let me just put it that way.
Yes, it did. I'll start with this next match: Homicide versus BJ Whitmer. Now, anyone will tell you that in 2003, Homicide was the best wrestler in Ring of Honor. Every single show, he just put on great match after great match after great match after great match. And I've personally witnessed that going through these 2003 shows. And I will say that this match I thought was I thought it was a great match, fighting spirit match. For those of you who don't know, like fighting spirit in Japan, it's an ability to get up after every move, like kind of like no selling it. You have to make sure you don't overdo it so it doesn't look like you're like completely just like diminishing the significance of a move. But it's basically like that. And it worked really well here because it made BJ Whitmer look awesome. Like, awesome. He really looked like a main eventer in this match. Homicide really did put him over in this match. Shame they didn't really follow it up with much. I mean, well, they kind of did. I don't want to ruin it for him because I think he wants to see what they're going to do eventually in 2 shows. But besides that, I did enjoy it. It was a great match. I really did.
Yeah, I will say this. What we said, if you look in a dictionary and you want to look the definition of putting someone over, look at this match. Homicide put over someone like as much as I've ever seen. It was a great match. A lot of close finishes. I mean, it was just there was blood. It was everything you want in just a non-stop, fighting spirit match, whatever you want to call it. They didn't sell everything, but you know what? That's kind of the point. I think just keep getting.
Yeah, it's part of the match. Fighting spirit match.
And I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars, and I really Homicide. This was his prime. This was when I saw Homicide in TNA, he was good but not great. This is the Homicide I wanted to see, and he really showed to me he was great at once.
And BJ Whitmer, he took a beating in this match. He took a beating, which is why I think we were all thoroughly impressed.
He got really over.
Yeah, it did. So yeah, I gave that 4 stars as well. I thought that was great. Next we had the Scramble cage match. The Backseat Boyz versus Special K. A different Special K team. Versus the Carnage crew. Versus the SAT. Versus Teddy Hart and Jack Evans. Holy shit.
Wow. Where do we begin with this match?
This, I would probably say, is the TLC match of the 2003, wherein, yes, Spotfest. We'll say it. Spotfest. We will openly say.
The whole point of this match is to be a Spotfest and have fun. Who cares?
But it was and they did it right. They didn't overdo it. It was only 15 minutes. It wasn't completely out of control. Here, this show right here. Yeah, again, I'm going to a DVD that Seth can't see. Scramble Cage Melee. I seen the show also. I was gonna review this 2004 which was they had a Scramble Cage match here. It's the rematch of the one here. This match is fucking terrible. This match was 25 minutes, way overdone, too many spots. But here it was nice. It was 15 minutes. They got the crazy spots when they needed to do them. It made for a very fun match, and I really, really enjoyed it, despite total spot fest.
Something that I thought was underrated this match was that, yes, even though there were some crazy spots like Jack Evans going on top of the cage, when there were 5 people out of the cage and there was a double backflip moonsault on top of them, that was an amazing spot. Holy shit. But I thought something that was underrated in the match was I saw that there was some good tag team moves actually.
There were.
I thought there were some good double maneuvers, and I thought that there was some decent technical wrestling. They used the cage very well.
They did.
And you know what? This was not the best match of the night, but I think this is the match I enjoyed
funnest
the
match
most the whole entire night.
You get this DVD again, and like you just want to watch. Like you'll probably watch that match. It's not really the best match of the night, but like, you just want to have some fun. You want to enjoy yourself. That's the match you're gonna pop in. And then, like I said, I thought it was great. I gave it 4 1/4.
So I agree too. But next, I think we get to the best match of the night. And what's funny about this is that it's not the most.
No. You're skipping a match.
Oh, Steve Corino, right? Steve Corino.
Yeah, you like the one a little more, so you start off, and then I'll finish off with that one.
We had Steve Corino versus Christopher Daniels versus Samoa Joe versus CM Punk. Pretty much, it was disappointing for the most of the matches for the final 6-7 minutes were really picked up. I can't stand Steve Corino's entrance. I'm just going to point that out.
I'll say this right now. Steve Corino, for those of you who don't know how to gimmick in 03, where his entrance was like obnoxiously long, and in this case, I think his entrance was like, it was like 12 minutes or something like that.
I was like, when's it gonna end, Bigratthreeten? When's it gonna end?
It was bad. Now, and I will agree.
That stuff was fine, I thought
with the talent involved,
that was there. Disappointing.
You have Daniels in his prime. You have Joe pretty much in his prime. You have CM Punk in his prime, and you have Steve Corino in his prime. So, yeah, I did expect it a little better, but yeah, I'm
gonna say the last 5-6 minutes really picked up and really show what the match could have been. I give it 3.5 stars.
Same.
But if the match kept that pace, that could have been match of the night, in my opinion.
It could have. They had the talent to do so, and pretty good four corners. I like how four corners style match like semi main event of the show. Like most ROH four corners style matches these days, you'll see are just like
really
there.
Killed this match for me though. The ending
did suck. The ending did suck. I will admit. Basically for CM Punk and Steve Corino gave Christopher Daniels a double Northern Lights suplex, and they counted that both of them were pinning Christopher Daniels at the same time, and they counted to 3. Instead of saying it was a draw or a no contest, they said there were 2 winners: CM Punk and Steve Corino.
I didn't think the ending. That probably knocked the quarter of a star point off. So I stick with 3.5. But like I said, if it kept the pace, the final 5-6 minutes, and didn't have the crappy, in my opinion, I'm sorry, but I have to say it, the Vince Russo finish, then it could have been 3 3.
2 winners in a 4 corners. What kind of shit is that?
I think Vince
Seriously,
Russo honestly took over ROH for that match.
They could have done something better than that.
Match of the night, please. Match of the night.
Now we get AJ Styles versus Bryan Danielson. This match was absolutely amazing.
And the thing is, like, you guys are probably expecting some flashy, crazy moves. Not at all. This was all about psychology and working legs and arms, and it was beautiful, in my opinion. The way they were able to work it and the crowd loved it. The crowd was eating it. It was an amazing match. I have never seen a match like that in my life, to be honest, that there was no flash, really nothing. Just great psychology and great ring work. And guess what? I loved it. The crowd loved it. You loved it. I think any real wrestling fan would love this match.
Yeah, there wasn't like you're probably thinking like modern day Bryan Danielson matches. He'll work over the arm for the first 10-15 minutes. He'll get the heat, and then he'll do his comeback with his kicks, with his MMA elbows. None of that. No, not really. He kind of just worked over the arm the whole match. They had some nice counters, don't get me wrong. 2 really, really nice counters that I marked out hard for. And there was a few nice suplexes, too.
I like the Enziguri installs in the match.
That was good, too. They managed to keep the match like in first gear and still have an incredible match. I've never seen anything like it before. It's actually quite interesting. Like,
and
still like
into it the whole entire time, which was a great thing too.
Yeah, and I guess you could argue the last 2 minutes maybe they picked it up, but still no complaints here. 4 1/4
match. I give it 4 1/4. It really was the match of the night, and it's something I haven't seen ever, in my opinion. That kind of a match with no flash could be so good.
I agree, and definitely match of the night in my opinion. I'm even more excited to see their rematch, which I also have here. I'm not going to pull it out now. It's too dislodged somewhere. All right, so overall thoughts, main event spectacles, amazing.
Yeah, pretty much amazing. And I mean, I don't know if you give it a 9. I gave it a 9.0 out of 10. Reason being pretty much the only flaw on this card or this show in general was that some matches didn't get enough time. And no matches were really bad. You can say were complete crap. Nothing you could do about it. I think if each match got a couple more minutes, they could have easily got another quarter of a star rating or so. So that's why I propelled a 9.
This is sold out on ROH's website. You can go to rohvideos.com or try to find it on eBay. ROH videos, you have to download the file. That's the best you can do. Maybe you can burn it on your own disk. But yeah, Maniac Pickles, I thought it was no matter what I give it, 8.75 or 9, it was still an amazing show, and I definitely recommend it. Definitely a highlight of 2003. All right, a Bigratthreeten with
Survivor Series 07.
We enjoyed the show, and we might do another review of the conclusion. We're out. See you.